Hello, Music Bear here. On the forum there was a discussion about sliding notes, and it was mentioned that sliding notes was rather easy to implement in LMS, and we all know how to do that. But sliding chords was a completely different story. And I have actually managed to find out how to make sliding chords, so I thought I would share that. The first thing we're going to look at is the parts or the components of a chord. And if we take shoot this guy up here, I think that's still inside our recording window, and I need my pen. Then if we look at the different components of a chord, this guy here down, the first, in a real chord, not a chord that has been inverted, but a real chord. We can see this chord here is a what do we have here? We have a F major, right? Yes. So this guy is called the root. This guys here is called the terz. I think it's spelled like that. And this guy up here is called the quint. So root, terz, and quint, or you could say just root, terz, and quint, right? Probably something like that. I think it's normally shown like this. I think RT for root, TZ for terz, and QT for quint. So we have now the name of the notes that makes out a chord. So root, terz, quint, root, terz, quint, and so on. And it is the quints that we're going to look at when we're going to make slide chords. Let's first of all listen to these chords. Right. So it's rather pretty, but what we want was that this chord said whoop up to this chord, and this chord said whoop up to this chord, and this chord went pew down to that chord. So and in perfect slide, of course, we want the notes to be perfect sliding to the right chord. And to achieve that, we start by counting the biggest distance that is in the chord progression from one quint to another. And we can see that here we have in semitones 1, 2, 3, 4, and we shouldn't count that where the note actually is. So 1, 2, 3 here, and here we have only 1, 2, but over here we have 1, 2, 3, 4 notes between the quints of the chords, that is the neighbor chord. 4 notes from this coming from chord to this coming to chord. So 4 semitones is the biggest difference we have between the chords, and that is what we're going to calculate. We're going to make a automation pattern where we take care of this, and the automation pattern should be an automation for the instrument pitch. So we're going to bind, sorry, I used my pen, I shouldn't. It's not possible to do that all nicely. So we bind the pitch to an automation. See, we have it here. Perhaps we can shove that down there, so I'm sure I have everything in here. This is the chord, right? And here we have the automation track. And because we had 4 semitones between the in the biggest span between 2 adjacent chords, we're going to set this range to 4. Right. So now we have the pitch bound to an automation track, and we have set the range to the biggest span in semitones that was in the chord progression. Okay, so now we can close this guy here, and we can open the automation track. You'll now see that in the automation track, because we set it to the span, we have a span from 400 to minus 400, and it happens to be so that 100 cent, these are in cents, 100 cent is exactly 1 semitone. And that means that because we know this, we can count the number of semitones that we are going to make the chord slides. So we had the first chord here, or rather the difference here was 3, and it was between the first and the second chord. So what we want here is to take the normal pitch of the instrument and raise it to 3 in the time span that we want the slide to happen. So we're going to take it here and say that in the time span we want, say that we want it from here. Yeah, that's probably okay. And we want it to slide as a in a curve with the normal or middle tension, I guess. So, and we want it to slide up to 2 at 3 semitones or 300 cents, and we can measure that out completely. So that's it. We can see here that we have a like an artifact which should be able to make that go away using the tension, so that we won't have any disturbances. That's because this point is not exactly at 0. Now it's at 0. Then this point here also at 0. And we should be able to take the tension away. Well, okay. So now we have just a slide up here, but we want this chord that starts here at second bar, we want that to be in perfect pitch, and because of that we need to take this down as fast as possible, or rather immediately, so it will stay in perfect pitch, because it had slided up, but now we want it in perfect pitch, and that's there. At least it's close enough. And then we have to go to here up to bar 3. So from 2 to 3, again we take our in here, and we say from 2 to 3 we have 2 semitones. Okay, so we have 2 semitones from 2 to 3, and again it is from the perfect pitch or 0 in the value, and 2 semitones up. And we want to have a slide going from here, I think. I also have 2 beat before. So here and up 2 semitones. That will be here, 200. It's a little bit difficult to. Then we can magnify it a little. Magnify it, I said. Sorry. 200%. But it does give us some. You can see here now I can put it exactly at 200. And again, I think I'll go back to auto. Again, we have to take it down as fast as we can. Actually, if we do, we can put a point in here and yeah, that's about it. So that was from the first chord to the second chord, and from the second chord to the third chord, and they were both going up. I hope. I think so. There wasn't one day. Yes, up. And then we have to go from the third chord to the fourth chord. 1, 2, 3, 4, down, and again in here. I think you have realized the smarts part of this by now. So it's from here to 4 chords down, 400, there, and immediately up again, there. So that should do it, I think. Let's try to listen to this. I'll close this and let's listen to it again with automation.